Hello and welcome! Silrace here with Build Showcase. Build on your screen right there. Pause the video if you wish to copy the exact main components, also listed in the description below. Marauder 5M variant. Note at the time of recording I have only finished the basic pilot skills for the Marauder 5M, so if you have Elite and Master already, well, the same build will perform better for you. Same way, there are no modules in use, so if you have the modules, you will obviously see a performance increase out of this build. Now, this particular build I have here is essentially all around and over the longer range engagement power. Two Ultra AC5s with two large lasers. Those large lasers being in an arm mean that they are a little bit low on the ground. So when on polar highlands, for example, you might end up shooting them at the nice snowy scenery terrain pieces when you are trying to peek your head over a hill to shoot at an enemy who is also peeking over a hill. Cresting a hill ridge, in other words. Those Ultra AC5s, however, are mounted really high on the mech, so you can easily poke just your head over a hill and shoot them over that hill ridge. Makes Marauder quite workable on this particular map. However, note that this build is not the fastest Marauder out there. This suffers a little bit from a lack of speed, so until speed tweak this build just doesn't get to places very fast. And that might be an issue if you want to or have a need to change your firing arc, firing line, where you are essentially getting your shots from, such as for example trying to set up an ambush or a crossfire situation. You don't necessarily have the mobility, the speed to do all of that in a rapid fashion. So I highly recommend hanging around with bigger bodies with longer range guns as well, and just forming a firing line. If you can get that crossfire setup going, then go for it, but that might not always be the, well, best way for you to spend your time, let's put it that way. Ultra AC5s require quite a bit of time facing your enemy to really get the most out of them. Like in this fashion, where enemies are just, you know, there. Not shooting back at you, just wandering around, and you have free shots at them, then you can go for it. Also call enemy locations on the chat, like I did there, when everybody is distracted by the one almost dead scout mech, just randomly fluttering around. It's the butterfly effect. You see this shiny, you know, nice looking butterfly and everybody runs after it. Or maybe it's a moth and a fire situation. You know, one of those things. One of those things. Now, my friendlies are getting shot at because we are essentially in this weird conga line towards wherever that Mace Links was. So I'm gonna fall back, right? I'm just going to fall back. We're up a couple of kills. It's a skirmish game mode after all. And then, hey, looky at that. Somebody with their, you know, distracted by a teammate. Essentially entirely free shots. You have some UAC5 shells, okay? Another mech, which is just standing there. Also, note that all the guns in this build are on the right side of the mech. And that means when you're getting shot at or getting LRMs rained on you, try and eat those with the left side of your mech. Turn your mech so that the left side is facing wherever the incoming fire is coming from when you are not shooting, when you just need to, you know, absorb the incoming fire. And that way you can lose your left arm and left side torso, take a whole lot of damage without actually affecting your ability to shoot at things at all, because you do have a, well, everything mounted on the right side of the mech. But that also means try and protect that right side the best you can, because as soon as you lose the right side torso, you'll lose the entire weaponry. And did you see how far up I had to come over that ridge line there to actually shoot the large lasers? That's how long though, well, long. That's how low those arms are. But those Ultra AC5s, you can definitely do shots like that, where the enemy is barely visible to you, and you can still shoot at the extremities of theirs which are poking up over a hill ridge or some such, and still fire away. Okay, eat a PPC shot there, that's okay. Have to take some damage, because if you never take any damage, then you are likely the last mech of your team alive when the enemies come calling in mass for you, so always be prepared to take a little bit of damage. And I'm using those large lasers more for when there is, you know, a good chance that the enemies might vanish out of the sight. So not wasting UAC5 shots, even though have a whole lot of UAC5s here to, you know, spend ammunition on. And I also realize at this point that I am kind of alone here. So, and they know wherever I am, like exactly. So, group up with the team, because if we get a firing line, I wanna be part of that firing line. 2 UAC5s and a large laser make short work. But also, if these guys get, well, distracted by my teammates or by me, then that is good. Like, if they are now distracted by me, my teammates can completely and utterly flank them. If they get distracted by my teammates, then I have that crossfire. Like this. I have this crossfire, except I'm missing those shots. But still, this is a nice crossfire. Now, those are missiles coming in, I'm running away from them. As you can see, I didn't bother trying to turn my left side onto those missiles, because I was walking forward. You're fast enough that if you walk forward, you can actually, you know, get away with just avoiding the missiles by pure speed. This is actually at least faster than a direwolf after all. Not very speedy mech then. You know, you don't have to be very speedy mech to be faster than a direwolf, is what I was trying to say there. In an interesting fashion, trying to say. Alright, but now I'm very much alone. Let's catch up with the team. And let's poking over this side here. You know, I get a crossfire on the top dog, possibly. But my right side is onto the enemies on there. That means they are shooting at the side of me where all my guns are, which might be a real bad thing. However, unfortunately for me, it's just one Marauder there who is really shooting at me. So that's okay. And now, turn left side into those incoming missiles. And eat it with those. And here we go, an Atlas. Do you see how well I can do with against this Atlas with those UAC5s? The Atlas cannot really shoot over that hill coming like that. Like, the guns on the Atlas are not mounted high enough for it to be a threat when it just walks towards me like that. So I can shoot at it with those UAC5s while it just cannot return the fire. There is incoming fire, incoming missiles that is, and I lose my arm. Left arm, who cares? All the guns are on the right arm and right side torso. Remember that when you do these builds. When you need to stay alive for a longer time. And I have kind of a nifty crossfire setup. Every time they crest to try to shoot at my teammates, I get essentially free target. And there is the Atlas again. Right? Okay, sure, he got a couple SRMs into me. But there is no way he can use the AC-20 to shoot at me because of the low mount of the AC-20 on the Atlas. So I come over the ridge and shoot at him some more, because get rid of the Atlas and suddenly the enemies are down 100-ton mag, right? Everybody else seems to want to come here and so forth, and I eat more missiles. That's fine. There is also something there in the distance, so put a couple shells that way. Try to scare it away. And I don't know what this guy's plan was. Maybe he just got tired of this whole match, but he came a little too far forward. And no, it has no guns, so I'm not shooting at it anymore. Incoming missiles, this time I'm eating them on the right side because I had targets to shoot at, so I will take those. Okay, that was the Marauder with nothing on it, so let's just, you know, finish it, because I was wasting ammo on it. Everybody else was wasting their time on it, and nothing else was visible anyway for me to shoot at. So, poke over the ridge, more targets down there. Hello! Also, there is now that Atlas, which I completely and utterly exposed myself to. Very, very bad move, because an Atlas is easily able to carry a game still. If it comes across enough nearly dead mechs, it has the potential to absolutely destroy them, provided it is some kind of a brawling build. But we have massive mech lead, and the Atlas is with its side to me, and now it's dead. And eat more of those missiles. My left side torso's armor is gone, exactly what needs to be, and now it's time to go. 2 mechs left, just push, right? When you have this big mech lead, just get in there, finish the game, and that's how you do, especially against inner sphere LRM bots, because they deal no damage under 180 meters. Next game. Moving on from the snowy plains of the polar highlands to the very, very alien landscapes of the grim plexus. Now, speed can be an issue when it comes to this particular game mode, that being domination. If nobody else on your team wants to get into the capture circle, and you don't yet have speed tweak, like I don't at the video you are seeing here, and nobody on your team wants to actually get into the capture circle, but the enemy team does, some kind of a fast-like mech made their way there, you may come there quite late, as in they might have run the clock down quite a bit until you get over there. Such is what you pay for when you sacrifice speed for guns and ammo and other things. Now, I'm okay with coming here on this particular map, on this particular thing, because I want to poke the right side of this mech over an, you know, a piece of cover. Left side, no guns there. If you pick a left side, well, you can tell if anybody is there, because they will likely shoot at you without realizing that you have nothing on the left side of your mech. But still, rather pick the right side so you can actually shoot back, right? Obviously, cresting hill ridges like this allows using those UAC5s to very good effect, even if the large lasers cannot be fired because they are so low on the mech due to the arms hanging so very, very low. Can be a bit of an issue from time to time. Then again, there is a positive in having arm-mounted lasers in that they allow you to shoot down UAVs, which can be, well, difficult to reach if you only have torso-mounted lasers. And now we, well, have to kind of go through here and actually eat a little bit of damage onto my right side, because the enemies are pushing there. Alright, there we go. There they come. Let's pull back, because I don't honestly want to, well, face that firing line alone. There were more than one mech coming that way, so there is that. But here I am poking onto this side, putting some fire into things. Have a sort of a crossfire very briefly there, but this can be a big issue, where when you have to expose yourself from a left side of a cover or whatnot, you might struggle getting things done. There you see me firing those lasers into the ground, and of course that guy wants to shoot at me, so I'm gonna run away, right? I'm gonna run away to such a position where I can poke the right side of the mech, or possibly the just the UAC5s over or something. But Help an enemy team with the squirrel running around, essentially the fast mech just fluttering around like a butterfly or a moth or a squirrel, which everybody gets distracted by. Sometimes you, it can be good if you are a crack shot to kill it very quickly, so your team starts doing something else but chasing it. So there is that. I am not very crack shot with the UAC5s, but well, I do have large lasers. And there was the correct thing to do, get shot in the left side of the mech, which is just peachy. And I realized that my team is like pushing in here quite hard, so I need to move a little bit. But I frankly feel kind of obligated to hold my ground a bit here, in all honesty, because I know these guys are still pushing through here, and I do want to try to stop them from taking my team from the rear, because that would be a bad thing. Of course, if they come like that, then, well, the job is so much easier, right? Much easier if they just come piecemeal like this. But there you can see the issues with the low-hanging arms again, with the large lasers being shot into the ground. We don't want to be surrounded, but because there are things on my right, there are things on my left. Those things, at least down there, are mostly on the very low ground, so I am able to, well, kind of fire at things one at a time, kind of avoid being shot at by everybody. So, yeah. Anyway, Timberwolf poking out. That is, well, if they come piecemeal, all is well. If they come in one big push like they frankly should, if they really wanted to win this, then, yep, that is obviously much worse for us. And deter the guy who was behind me from shooting me in the back, and suddenly life is better. Like, shoot at them, they run away, and then you can focus on the things in front of you once again. That is nearly dead crab. Somebody just needs to, you know, finish it off. Like one leg at a time, or one torso at a time. Obviously, well, all mechs only have one center torso, at least so far in the development of this particular game. Somebody might decide to change that finally. Anyway, game is pretty much done. As you can see, we are running the clock down. Enemies are, well, not really pushing into that, they are just doing the usual let's hang back and shoot and hope that nobody, you know, does anything nasty to us. Finally they get into the cap circle thingamajig. But the problem is, most people are, well, let's not call it a problem, but let's just say that it is a symptom of a builds being used these days as well. People are afraid of dying. People are very afraid of dying, so they, you know, are afraid of pushing into capturable objectives and so forth. Isn't very good. And now I'm very much alone here, so you can see me like pulling back into like real hard cover and such. Try to fire at things my team is already firing at, because I don't want to get caught alone against all of those enemies there, so yeah, there is that. But clock is running out. Thank you very much for watching.